Benvenuti in questo quarto episodio del GG Show, intitolato Gli anni d'oro. In questo episodio Luigi, con la sua macchina del tempo, tornerà nell'anno 2004, anno dove inizia la famigerata serie per ragazzi GENI per CASO, trasmessa in Italia su Disney Channel e Rai 3. Luigi avrà come ospite il protagonista della serie, Vanny, raccontando particolari retroscena della sua carriera. Buona visione!
Benvenuti in questo quarto episodio del GG Show. Oggi ho un'altra icona della mia infanzia ed è Vanny. Come stai, Andre? Tutto bene?
Bene, very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, grazie a te, perché veramente sono molto emozionato di vederti e di parlare con te, perché io sono cresciuto con quella serie e sono davvero felice.
And on Easter as well. That's a special, very special.
Andre, partiamo con le domande, ok? Prima domanda: come sei nato artisticamente e a che età hai iniziato a recitare?
Very young, very young. When I was a child, I would always be drawing and painting and drawing, and I think living a lot in my imagination and creating characters and worlds, and so I kind of grew up acting, I think, and then I started doing theatre when I was in school. In primary school, I did movement and dance and theatre and all sorts of performing, and it just became a part of my life. And I've been doing it since I was a child, been performing. I think if you're a creative person, it's a part of who you are, and it never goes away.
Sì, infatti. Dai, è una bellissima cosa. Io sono felice per te e questo talento che hai nel recitare, dell'artista che sei diventato anche. Visto che io vedo, diciamo, sul tuo Instagram le tue opere che fai sono molto belle, però ti dico la verità, non avrei mai immaginato che eri un artista. Diciamo, io ti ho visto sempre in qualità di attore, ecco perché.
Yeah, I think that a lot of creative people have many talents, and I think it's like having different modes of expression. So, you can make a painting of something, or you can perform. They're two very different things, but I think it's healthy for creative people to have different outlets and different modes of expression.
Bellissimo, dai, bello. Sono contento. Ok, Andre, partiamo con la seconda domanda. Come sei stato scelto per il personaggio di Toby Johnson nella fantastica serie GENI per CASO? Wicked Science.
Well, that is kind of exciting because I was at high school. I was still in high school. In my final year of high school, we call in Australia year 12, but your final year of high school. And the casting director, her name is Jo Rippon, and she went to, she was looking and cast the net very wide, looking for the right actor for the role. and she came to my school, and there were a couple of schools in Victoria that had really good acting programs, and my school was one of them, had really good theatre programs, so I was doing a lot of theatre at school, a lot of performing, and this casting agent literally came to the school and gave us scenes to play out, and we performed, and I got an audition, I got a call back to go in and audition properly, and I had a number of auditions, probably 5 or 6 auditions, and finally screen tests and everything, and then I got the role. I was still finishing my high school exams while I was shooting the first series, so it was wild. It was really exciting, very, very exciting. They had a very strong program for performing arts. Yeah, very much so.
Beh, ovvio. Beh, hanno fatto la scelta migliore. Hanno fatto, perché non gira altro volto che poteva interpretare Toby Johnson in quella serie. Sono felice che ti hanno scelto.
I think sometimes, you know, it can be, maybe it's too strong a word, but like fate, or, you know, things come to you at the right time, I think. Roles and opportunities come to you at the right time, and I was very lucky.
Ed è stata una grande occasione, dai, perché qui è stata una delle serie più belle.
Yeah, I had got into a number of other schools for university to go and to do dance, like professionally, and and then this, I loved acting, but I wasn't sure if it was too difficult to build a career, and this opened a lot of doors, and I kind of worked non-stop in film and television for about maybe 10 years after that, and then it wasn't until maybe 10 years later I started doing theatre again and loved that. So but it definitely began my career and opened a lot of doors. It was a very exciting time.
Infatti, sì. Quindi per 10 anni hai, diciamo, intrapreso questa carriera attoriale, ma stai continuando, diciamo, tutt'oggi, se fare qualche altro film? Io ho visto anche sulla tua filmografia che comunque hai fatto molti film, a parte, diciamo, Wicked Shines, la serie. Hai partecipato pure in una serie di Stephen King pure. Io quella non l'ho vista, la vorrei vedere. Se me la consigli, non so.
Yeah, I got to play a vampire, which was fun, and fly through the window, and it was called Salem's Lot, an American series. I did a few American series in Australia, and a lot of Australian television as well, and films. And I just recently, last year, shot a really exciting Australian television series that'll be coming out soon here in Australia. So that's exciting.
Ho capito. Uscirà anche in Italia? Uscirà anche in Italia questa serie?
I think so. I think it'll be shown internationally. I think, yeah. I think
Maybe.
So. I'm not sure what platform, but it's called Bay of Fires. It's it's a dark comedy. It's very funny. I play
Una commedia nera. Commedia nera. Black humor. Black humor. Ok, perfetto. Allora, partiamo con la terza domanda. Su Instagram ho visto che ormai sei diventato anche un artista. Com'è nata questa passione, anche se ce l'hai detto già come è nata? Allora spiegaci più o meno, diciamo, a quale artista ti ispiri di più, dai, cambiamo domanda.
So many. I did a play a number of years ago called Red, Rosso, but it's called Red, R-E-D, Red. It's an American play about an artist called Mark Rothko. Rothko was an abstract expressionist in the 50s who, he made amazing work. You have to look him up, Mark Rothko. So I did a play about him, and art was kind of always a part of my life, but it wasn't until really the last, maybe like 5 years ago, I started drawing, and I couldn't stop, and I just would draw all night, and I, even when I was doing a lot of theatre and films, I would come home and draw, and I feel like art is something that it's very accessible, so it's something, there's no obstacles between you and creativity. If you have art, anyone can draw. Anyone can draw. People say, oh, I can't draw, but anybody can draw. If you let yourself go and don't think too much, you'll be surprised what comes out. And I think that just led me to further and further towards art. And it's difficult because I've got a busy life with acting, but I was lucky to study. I've been studying at the National Art School in Australia for the last 3 years. I'm in my final year studying painting, and I actually started this year studying an Italian master from way back called Giotto. And yeah, Giotto does, I love these frescoes in, and he was doing a lot of egg tempera and medieval painting. So I began this year looking at medieval Italian art painting. Also Piero della Francesca, and Giorgione and all the Italian masters, years ago, but I want to see them again now that I have more of an interest. It would, I think some of those, particularly the Giotto, some of those paintings are, because sometimes you have parts of the wall that have fallen away and parts of the painting that have faded, they almost look like abstract paintings already, and so they're quite interesting to me.
Wow, non avrei mai immaginato questa cosa, diciamo che ora stai studiando anche diciamo arte italiana, Giotto, queste cose qui. È molto bello sapere queste cose, anche la cultura italiana. E vedi, queste sono un po' coincidenze, ora che ti sto intervistando e mi stai dicendo questo. Sei mai stato in Italia? A Roma, Leonardo da Vinci, Cappella Sistina, tutto dipinto?
I've been to Rome. I did go to the Sistine Chapel. Also in Florence. My dad's uncle used to live in Florence, and I went. My ex-girlfriend was Italian, and we went all around Italy on a scooter, and went to spent a lot of time in Florence, and there's amazing work at the Uffizi, and I would love to come back, you know.
Incredible! È incredibile questo. È incredibile questo. Allora facciamo una cosa, la prossima volta se vieni in Italia vieni in Puglia, ok? In Puglia. Sei mio ospite, come ho detto al precedente intervistato. Sei mio ospite, così vedi un po' altri posti dell'Italia. Questo non lo sapevo, che la tua ragazza era italiana, sei stato a Firenze.
But it's beautiful to hear.
Partiamo con la quarta domanda. 4. Quanto sei legato al personaggio di Toby Johnson? Cioè lui ti ha fatto conoscere in tutto il mondo, in the world.
It's strange. It's sort of a part of my life, a part of my history, and it means a lot to me. you know, but it also means different things to other people. I kind of love that it was an important part of my life, and yeah, I think I feel lucky, and it feels kind of nostalgic. There's a nostalgia to look back and think that was a part of my life. Sometimes it feels like maybe somebody else, you know. It's strange because in Australia it came and went, and I think it's been rerun more times overseas, in Spain, in Italy, Israel, like in other parts of the world. It's been played over and over and over. So I think I have there are more people in Brazil and Italy and Spain and overseas that have seen it, that in Australia nobody would know, you know. So it's kind of strange, but it's really nice, and I'm glad that it maybe has made people happy, hopefully.
Wow, non lo immaginavo che in Australia l'hanno trasmessa solo una volta. È incredibile, perché qui in Italia la amano tantissimo. Io ti parlo di un mio ricordo. Ogni volta che tornavo a casa, facevo le scuole medie, ogni volta che tornavo a casa, dopo l'ora di pranzo, vedevo sempre GENI per caso, ed era diventato ormai un appuntamento fisso, vedendo se Toby si sarebbe messo con Elizabeth, nuove, diciamo, tecnologie che creava, tutte queste cose qui. Era ormai un appuntamento fisso su Disney Channel, che la trasmettevano in Italia su Disney Channel. Cioè io l'amavo più di, che ne so, Zack e Cody, Phil dal futuro, Raven. Cioè io l'ho amata più di quelle serie là, diciamo, che comunque sono prodotto Disney, ok? È assurdo come in Australia, diciamo, l'hanno trasmessa solo una volta.
Cool. I was gonna say, because when I was young, when you watch a TV show, when you come home from school and you watch a show, you always have a snack, like a snack that you eat while you watch a show like that. I wonder if Luigi remembers what his favorite snack they would have after school watching the show.
Aspetta, fammi pensare se avevo uno snack. No, non avevo uno snack perché era dopo pranzo, però ti posso dire che quella serie, sì, ora mi sono ricordato, non era uno snack, ma preparavo sempre un frullato di banane. Sai perché? Perché, in poche parole, tu, Elizabeth e tutti andavate in quel bar che preparavano i frullati, io contemporaneamente mi facevo un frullato di banana e mela e zucchero.
So the show was played during the day?
Allora lo davano alle 2:30, 3. Sì.
And then you have to go back to school afterwards?
No, restavo a casa. Poi quando finiva ero triste. No, però posso dire che comunque su Disney Channel lo trasmettevano parecchie volte, Pure di mattina quando ero a scuola lo trasmettevano pure. Sì. Non ci posso lamentare, l'hanno trasmesso tante volte. Anche sulla Rai, canale televisivo numero 1 in Italia. Anche lì l'hanno trasmesso.
In Australia, all the old nonnas and nonnos still watch Rai TV. Everyone, you know, all my friends.
Really?
Yeah. All the nonnas and all the old nonnos, they still watch Rai TV. Yeah, all my friends that have, grandparents who are Italian, they still watch Rai TV here all the time.
Non lo sapevo. No, qui i ragazzi non la guardano più tanto la Rai, sinceramente, perché ormai servizio streaming, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, la televisione non la guardano più. Partiamo con la quinta domanda. Raccontaci un aneddoto dal set di GENI per caso.
I would say there was one day where my friend Ben, who plays Russ in the show, the red hair, there was the one day we couldn't stop laughing, and it was very serious, and all the crew, the guy who's the first assistant director, he was getting really mad. He was so mad that I was laughing because the light was running out and they had to shoot this scene, and it was this very dramatic scene and it was very serious, but me and Ben couldn't stop giggling and laughing. And so we would look into each other's eyes. We had this scene together. It was very serious, and we would keep blaming each other. I see you making me laugh. It's I'm not making you laugh. And so we ruined a number of takes. And after a while, the main the first assistant director got so angry. He said he really cracked it, and he put the fear of God into us, so we thought we were in such big trouble. So then we stopped and we got very serious and we finally filmed the tape and it was okay. But that was pretty funny. That was, the more serious it is, the more we laugh.
Wow! Mamma mia! Una cosa assurda, non l'avrei mai immaginato questo. Cioè hai rischiato il licenziamento, in poche parole. Sono stati molto severi. Ti potevano sostituire come hanno fatto con l'altro attore, che poi hanno messo Michael J. Fox in Ritorno al futuro. Potevano far così.
Too late. It was too late by that point. I do. It was in the first series, and we were outdoors. It was toward the end of the first series, and I think we were outside, and it must have been like the second last episode of the first series. We were outside in this big courtyard, and I think something, I can't remember the storyline, I can't remember, but it was a scene with me and Ben at the end of the first series, and it was very high stakes, very high drama, and I never cracked up or I never laughed, but for some reason on this day I just couldn't stop. We couldn't stop each other. It was silly, but you know, the more serious it is, the funnier it is. Yeah,
Of course.
we couldn't get. Yeah, anyway.
Beh dai, l'importante è questo. Dai, bisogna essere anche divertenti sul set. Bisogna anche essere divertenti.
Yeah, we were kids. We were kids.
Ora partiamo con la sesta domanda. In che rapporti si è rimasto con gli altri protagonisti della serie di GENI per caso? Bridget Neval, Benjamin Schmideg, Saskia Burmester, scusa se lo pronuncio male, ed altri. Cioè, in che rapporti sei rimasto?
Yeah, I speak to Bridget every now and then. She's had a baby, and she's very happy. I keep in contact with her with friends. I haven't seen Saskia for years. I did an American series with her partner, and we were hung out in New Zealand, and I think that might be the last time I saw her. That was a while ago. But Ben, we're good friends, and I saw him last weekend. He came up to Sydney. He's an architect, very, very good architect, and he's just got back from Berlin. He was in Berlin doing architecture, and he lives in Melbourne, but he came up to Sydney last weekend, and we caught up and had breakfast and talk about art and architecture, and and acting and all sorts of things. So we're very good friends.
Sono contento allora che Toby e Russ sono rimasti ancora amici. Russ era anche uno dei miei preferiti.
Yeah.
Allora, settima ed ultima domanda. Svelaci i tuoi progetti futuri. Di cosa ti occupi oggi a tempo pieno, diciamo, a parte l'arte e la pittura?
Yeah, the show that I just filmed last year, that's called Bay of Fires, that will be coming out in June, and hopefully maybe streaming overseas. We have plans. I have plans to go to America, probably next year. So yeah, probably we'll be moving overseas, moving to America. And as far as day to day, as far as future projects, also I have a play, a one-man play that I've done all over the world. I did in New York and around America, and I probably will do that again in America. That's called Swan Song. It's an Irish play. And I want to develop my own art and be able to kind of bridge the gap between kind of performance and art. That's something I'm really interested in movement and performance. And so I'm excited about that for the future. And I also work part-time. I have been working for the last 7 or almost 10 years at a children's hospital in Australia. I work with the Starlight Foundation. I was working with really young kids. We do like just play games, and it's they call it distraction therapy, and it's yeah, basically telling jokes and playing games and having fun and kind of creating laughter, and I've been doing that for a long time at Sydney Children's Hospital, and the moment I'm doing more with teenagers and art in the hospital. So I do work there as well. At the moment only once a week, but that's something that is a part of my life as well.
Wow, sei una bellissima persona, Andre. Non immaginavo che ti occupavi anche di questo. Grande, non ho parole. Beautiful, molto bello.
It's fun. I've met a lot of really wonderful people at the hospital as well, and a lot of really good friends in Sydney that just good people that do that work. So yeah, I enjoy it. I love it.
Ho capito. Beh, i bambini sono la cosa più bella della vita, secondo me. Io per esempio ho due figli, hanno 7 mesi, hanno 2 gemelli, 2 twins, e mi hanno cambiato la vita.
Wow.
Change his life.
Congratulations, that's you.
Auguri.
Thank you. Ok, allora, Toby, Andre, ora partiamo con la domanda extra, l'ultima proprio. Credi che ci potrà mai essere un seguito di Geni per caso?
Maybe. I mean, I did.
Speriamo.
Yeah, I should write to the producer. You should write to the producer. There is a director, a great director in Australia called Jeffrey Walker, and he just he's an amazing director. I feel like if anyone could do it, he would be a great director. I would love to work with. And I thought if they ever do it, it would make sense that maybe that Toby goes back and is a teacher at the school, and there's a younger kid who becomes you know, a genius, genuine, and I have to help them to learn how to use their skills. Maybe something like that. But I don't know. I mean, who knows?
Wow, bellissimo! È un'ottima sceneggiatura, secondo me. Un'ottima idea. Io non ci avrei mai pensato di questa cosa. Beh, se lo realizzi, voglio avere pure una comparsa, una parte. Me lo fai avere?
With the twins.
Oh, certo. Ok, perfetto. Allora, Andre, siamo arrivati in questo finale di episodio, dove io ora faccio salutare in italiano a tutti i miei ospiti internazionali. Ci vediamo al prossimo episodio del GGTV Show.
I say, ciao GGG TV, arrivederci, grazie mille. Ciao.
Sei stato un grande, sei una persona speciale, grazie di essere stato qui, ok? Un bacio e un abbraccio. Ciao.
Like summertime till you were gone. I fell in love with you. And now I can't wait for summertime. It won't be long when you come back and love you like I do. Love you like I do.